Hello, everybody. Another daily chat here. It was suggested yesterday by Ray, talking about overcome the fears of the past, situations, and the anger that comes with it of the past. But before we're talking about this, it's where the anger is coming from. Anger is coming from people who you were around, situations that you are around, things that was supposed to happen didn't happen, honor, truth, so on. But the anger also can comes in from you. And what I'm talking about, the anger that comes from you, that is your own ego, your own projections, your own way that you want others to bow to your own will, to your own visions, your own situations. It is important to understand where this anger is coming from. Finding the source. When you're finding the source, you will find the situations. If the source is you, working on healing you, if the source is somebody, you basically can't do anything because anger in a based of somebody else's actions is actually you create a self suffering from within you. It will may take you a long time to understand certain things and situations. And right now, before we begin to talk and discussing of these situations today, I want to recognize the people who come so far in the chat. Erica, thank you for coming in. Unseen and Seth, thank you for coming in. Sonia, glad that you have you here. Actually, this is a pretty good day to talk about this topic. The reason is because a lot of the people right now they're working on their healing. Tied up this into the astrology. This is a Chiron that it's joined with Jupiter in Aries. I grow through my own healing. So the anger that it's coming inside of you, your projections, your ways, the things that you wanted so much to be from within you, this is probably it's going to be the one of the areas that you are going to working on. I'm going to be talking about this because it's been before even that I'm a Libra. I wanted before things to go my way, things to go in certain situations. There was a lot of triggering in me, a lot of situations from with me. Talking about from personal experience, learn it. Even today, I was talking to Blue Swans. Hopefully, they're gonna show up at some point, unless they're already in here. But I was talking to them today, and they were like, "Gio, what happened with why you're within this kind of like a Zen mode, and looks like you're neutral." It's not about to be a neutral. You're not in a neutral. You're always moving, but you're actually moving together within the energies, knowing when to act and when not to act for it. It is powerful thing, but the anger inside, especially the situations from the past, like maybe like 2 weeks, in there. Oh, there is a message in here. Confirmations, right? Making me laugh up here. But 2 weeks ago, there was those situations that constantly triggers me, pushing me, go in anger mode, and aggravations, and pissed off, and so on and so on. I look at me, and I'm like, nope, I'm not acting like this. This is old energies. This is old self. This is an old understanding. Yeah, people did wrong things with me. Great. That's their problem. People didn't honor their contract. That's their problem. Talking about, like, for example, the issue that I was renting a car here, they didn't honor the contract. What are you going to do? What? Are you going to get aggravated? You're going to be agitated? You're going to be blessing to the skies and you're going to demanding a car and so on? No. What did I did? It is I asked them for a favor. Can you please call me a taxi? They called me a taxi. I took a taxi and I said to the taxi driver, please go to this town and park it into the hotel. I need a hotel's place. He's like, I know a hotel that is available. I'll take you there. Great. The hotel name was Bliss, actually. And that's what that was. I went to the hotel. I had a time for it. I took a shower, take all this energy, and I was like, okay, universe, you have your own way. I'm not gonna be triggered by this. I'm just simply gonna go downstairs, have a eat, and go to bed. And in the morning, with fresh powers, I would think about it. I will not go to bed angry. That is the old you. So here is me. I sit down at night. I make a reservation for a new car. I look at everything in the place where I need to be, and so on and so on. And the situations would have been fixed. This time, though, I used the time to pick the car at 5 o'clock. And guess what? I had to wait until 5 to get the car. Again, trying to put me in the same positions of test. And I am going to be angry because of others. Because it's going to be coming into a point of time. This is going to be healing from within you. And this is going to be the time when you're actually winning over your own self. Let me tell you this, you win this fight inside of you. You get this masculine energies inside of you. You took this power from within you. Now we're talking about a divine really work within your own self. The biggest enemy in this case was me. Not to blame others, not to blame other situations, not to look at it from within it, other things that it was on and on and on. And when I look at it himself, you see things from both sides. I mean, the both sides I'm talking about. And when you see them from the both sides, you go in inside of it in yourself and you begin to act differently. But talking about the past, you need to understand the past will repeat itself if it's not healed. And things that are aggravated, things that are agitating you, things that going on from within you, they're going to repeat. And during the repetition, you're like, uh-huh, I know this loop. I was there before in all the previous times. I acted like that. And now you're acting totally different. And let me tell you, when you act different, that loop is not going to come back simply because you change your way of actions. The actions proved to yourself that you actually overcome the anger that comes in. If you allow others to aggravate you, that means that they control you. Simply, you need to understand this from these new ways, the new energies. And they're like, why you give your power to somebody else or something to control you? You will understand from divine point of view that there is a forces behind. They will replenish if you was your loss, and they will come in situations that you are actually gonna be learning within this process. And let the karmas do it its own way, because that is the path of the mysteries. Somebody hurt you, somebody did wrong you, somebody didn't keep their contract, somebody didn't did these things and so on. They didn't keep their words. Guess what? They show you who they are. But it's by you. Who are you? And from that standpoint, if you look at it inside of you, you heal. And when you heal, you're gonna be in this Zen mode because you're not gonna allow it these negative vibrations of anger to destroy it. Because the anger is destructive. How many times you did things inside of you in the form of anger and you destroy things that becomes unrepairable? Basically, there is no more point of return of that, simply because you have not learned how to control and maintain your anger from within you. Probably so many things, right? Hi, Grande. Thank you for coming in. And Unseen said, yes, I recognize the loops. Yes, the loops. Talking about within the loops, the past who comes in. Last night, I had a lot of reviews of the past. I mean, talking about for an hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And it was like, come on, is this thing is gonna end? So finally at 7 o'clock, I had to get up. That's why right now I'm a little bit like sleepyhead. I just had a triple espresso to get myself up for the video. Otherwise, I was kind of going in the sleepy mode. But probably I'm gonna crash with maybe like within a few hours. I'm gonna crash down but that's what from the energies is that goes on. Things is gonna change. Things are gonna get better, but you have to cut yourself of not acting the same way you act in the past. You have to act a totally opposite way from a totally different way. Okay, it's the same thing as applies for the rules of a business. In the business, you have to be the first or you have to be the different. The first, it's kind of like you controlling situations, you know what you're doing, and so on. But when you're different, that's how you win. And this is why the within the spirituality, when it goes inside of you, you change to that different positions. You zen from within you. You kind of go on within you. And when you master that, now you are in the present. You are automatically managing using your psyche from within you, not to have the lower vibrations within yourself. You just simply moved on instantly. Can you imagine that instantly you're losing the path of the aggravations? You evolved to a standpoint of not being angry of the things that goes on. That doesn't mean you have to be lazy and not to do your work. I'm talking about don't allow and outsource factors affecting you, outside people, outside situations. You controlling within yourself. Because the right people, they're gonna honor their contract. The right people is not gonna make you angry. The right people is gonna bring the right situations from within you. That's gonna show up their level of maturity. But when it comes in for the past and looking at in the past is your prison from within you. If you live within the past or you haven't healed things within your past, if you haven't said goodbye into your past, you actually still engage from within. That interferes with your energies, first of all, within the present. So whatever you do right now within the present and affecting the future. This is why you're expecting delays of manifestations because you have not healed certain things from within. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for coming in. And the anger, looking at from the deep issues from within inside of you, you learn that the part of the sabotage or the self sabotage from within yourself is the anger. The anger of the situations that you want it now. You want it to be your way. You want it to be this. But where do you develop the anger is the key. You to look inside of yourself. What is the first time in your past you were angry about it? And I'll tell you, probably that was it at childhood. That is it. When you wanted so much a toy, or you wanted to play in puddles, or you wanted to go out and having a gum, ice cream, or something from the store. and they told you no, no, and you got angry. You begin to be down on the ground, or I want it, I want it. Maybe you got slapped, kind of like a handmaster in there. Depends on what generations you are born for, but you develop it right there. And every time when you hear the word no, how do you react? Oh, no. How do you react on the word when somebody says no, 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 and you boiling from within? It's like, really? No, really? Okay. The new reality from within yourself is going to be like, okay, that means nothing to me. That is no. If it is meant to be, will be. I will let the universe handle these no situations, and then you move on. Okay? Because when the person or things or situations tell you no, did that mean the universe tells you no? Now the new energies is more little different advanced approach. And this new advanced approach is gonna be acquired inside of you, a new advanced way of operations from within you. You're not going and fight battles. You allowed the new energy, the God, to fight your battles from within all this. And when you practice it, only 10, you will understand the fulfillment of overcoming the anger from within. Uh, um, Unseen and said, very little slept last night. Resonate total with the challenges of the Matrix. No anger, just recently, but the Matrix is challenging with me. Yeah, you're gonna get your challenges. But that way, when you get your challenges, you need to look inside. The universe is challenging you through the Matrix. What are you going to do for it? And once you overcome this situation, Sonia, you are gonna be going and doing pretty okay, doing pretty good within. Tiffany H. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for coming in and thank you for the hit that like button. Big Dog. Hey, how are you? Didn't get a notice. You are having snow. Maybe it's happening to the other people. I don't know what you're talking about, Big Dog, but I'm actually in a very sunshine state of Spain, if you're talking about weather-wise, but talking about snow for it, the spiritual way. There was a lot of visions coming in last night. They were just pouring, pouring, pouring. Lost the past relationship, past situations, past intimacy situations, past communications. Is everything was just like brewing, 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 brewing. And yeah, during this Mercury Neptune conjunctions, that's what's going on. And you will see the things inside of you. They'll come up. And you will see things that you are acting from third point neutral state. So that way, when you look at it from third to neutral state, you might be triggered a lot. I wanted to sleep, not to have a visions, but at some point it comes in the blue light inside. And I knew that I had to do something with the mirroring neurons in there. There was something clear up, clear energies, clear situations. And this morning I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a coffee. I'm gonna start up my day, and I did the astro gravitational report, and did some lot of work in there. I went out through the town. I actually went out to see a great museum. I'm gonna post the pictures there. It was very cool. Actually, it's very cool. There, I liked it. So yes, Grande, yes, don't let other triggers you to react. How we react is our responsibilities. Exactly. Knowing this though and practice this is two different stories. The moment of realizing this, catch yourself with that own red flag from within yourself, not acting on that responsibility, is going to trigger it to understand that you have to be acting on that responsibility to you. And when you act different, I gotta tell you that the moment you act differently on those energies, the moment you are going to reach an amazing state of, first of all, of evolutions, but an amazing state of the peace. Because there is not going to be this war trigger inside of you. It's like, I don't need to fight for this. I don't need to do all these situations. I don't have to get in and all that. That is it, the moment of this consciousness evolutions. If you understand that properly, the consciousness evolutions inside of you, guys, this is going to be a big win. Catching your own red flags, specifically within the anger, within the fights, within the situations inside, and doing all this, it's going to be really help you. But first of all, from within you, you're going to feel like having the boundaries, but also protecting yourself, but also at the same time, you're going to be depending of you. That way, there is no, even if there is a no, that doesn't mean never. And now looking inside of you is like, maybe that's not the right situations. Maybe that's not the right energies. Maybe that is from my own desires. Maybe it is about what the heck I've been thinking about. Or maybe there is something's going to happen in the future, and like now this no is no. So you see all this. This is actually the energies of the Pisces there, that self evolutions, self accountability, self responsibilities. And the end, you're making it that from within you. So, hi Margot, thank you for coming in. I had the most beautiful dream in the morning, a beautiful garden. I woke up suddenly, and the time said 11 and 11. Whoa, that is actually pretty good energies, EO. If you actually getting into this, the garden, that is your internal world. Usually, when you're dreaming the gardens like this, is you see how beautiful you became from within yourself, with that garden there, with those flowers, with that gardening. There is a this uh, energy of gardens inside that every time you see flowers, I don't know if you're into the flowers or you like a lot of flowers or you're happy around flowers and so on, but every time you go around, you're gonna feel happy for it. Yesterday, I went to the town of Murcia, and there they have this beautiful thing in one of the squares there. There is 1,000, I won't say thousands, but probably 100 pots uh, with flowers. And it was so beautiful, like an energy that you can actually walk in inside and suck that energy up. So it's beautiful. For Grande, thank you for the thumbs up. It has been a long time since I had this kind of dreams. Yes, some of the things are coming back in new ways, but they're different. If you look at it within your dreams, maybe within your dream as before, now the dream is probably maybe more clear, more longer, but also you maybe feel the smell of the flowers. It's like present directly from within you. And looking at within the garden, you probably sees a lot of things. It's growing and from within you. I wanted to take a picture from those yellow flowers. Suddenly, a bee came and I woke up. The bee is actually the one that, in the dreams, that at least that's what I know. It is they bring you a new message. They're the bringers of message that comes in. They come into your flowers. They come into your garden. There, that's what I interpreted. My twin flame loves nature, to especially yellow flowers. Ah, that could be. Um, Tiffany H, keep the love with you no matter. Yes, actually, your understanding about love is gonna be a little bit more evolved now. Spoke to Nick this morning about it, and I explained it to him about situations, and he's like, "What? Nobody told you, dear, that when you have to come in here and you gotta be a twin flame and you have to become a saint, right?" And we were laughing about it, and the moment I was laughing, and there was numbers that came in 5885. There was numbers of later on that it came in uh, 1010, a lot of fives, like 555 for it. But we're talking about that your energies of love is gonna come into this state during your awakening, the very first beginning of the awakening. If you remember your awakening as a twin flame, the first 2 3 days until you realize that this is a soul connections, you were hit by the thunderbolt of energies of love that was calm, present, divine. And you didn't know what happening to you. You have that 2 3 days. Or maybe you found that love after the dark night of the soul. So you're looking at from within you. Now that love actually begins to manifest from within yourself. And you're learning how to have that love in a permanent base. But in order to do that, you have to heal things, issues from the past, situations, and mostly anger, because the anger is the one who actually kills the love. It is the negative cold kiss of death to the love. That's what the anger is. And if your twin flame is angry towards you and they hit you with all these energies, they hit you with all these things from within, boy, you learn it, the kiss of the dead, because you're like, I don't need that. And you learn this from within. EO, the most recurrent number seen, it's 144 and 444. Actually, I see today 44 fours, 44, 44 today, but try not to go involve anymore with the numbers. I only know they are a message. And I was asking the divine when I walk out of the street, I'm like, divine, give me some message, whatever is going to happen, let it happen. And we were talking, I received a message from Blue Swans about 5885. And I see the number right in front of me. That was a 4949, which is talking about set a new permanent stable base. I'm like, okay, right. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm working on it. That's what I see this. But today I'm just going to take a break. We're just going to go out in the town. I'm going to go eat in there. I'm going to go have a coffee at the coffee shop that I like. And then I'm going to go back home. And that's what I did. Okay. There's got to be a days from within you that you don't really have to push forward. Allow the universe to arrange from within yourself and listen the energies from within you. What did they telling you? Okay, what did they telling you? Now let's talk about and let's discussing the anger issues within you. Share it. What is your worst anger within yourself? And I'm gonna be trying to help you inside of you to seek the two sides and overcome these issues. So if you guys are willing to share and discuss, that's gonna be great. Sinan said, what happened? We are looping that as well. Yes, looping is always looping, but to get off of the loop, you have to have a different ending of that loop. Because if you look at the loop, the hoops in there, if you making a difference. You go like a spiral, and it's another loop, similar situations, but different results in there. Tiffany, yeah, I seen 555, 333, and 222. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of numbers in there, trying not to keep up so much. The only numbers I'm actually looking at up if they really hit me with strong energy. It's like, hey, look, boof, right there in front of me, not like the situations because I learned it a long time ago. It's like, hey, universe shows me this, shows me that, show me this number, show me if I'm in the right place and it's someone, and guess what? It's the biggest joke ever. But when the numbers begin to coming into you, then they're coming into you, they're attracting it to yourself. EO, anger of my twin flames, rejections when she told me that she's in a relationship that I feel is in me now. Here is that you receive an anger because your twin flame doesn't accept you. So since they don't accept you, there was a rejections, and she told you that she's in a relationship that for it, and you have to respect that from within. Maybe she wasn't ready. Maybe she has not realized the karmic situations. Maybe she's not even open within this. Some of the people, even today, I just did the astrology chart for somebody there. Picture this, guys. There is a Saturn here, there is a Venus in here, an opposition, and is a midheaven right in here on the top, squaring Venus. Venus has like restricting, and the person has to grow so much to overcome the restrictions to learn what love is. So, talking about your anger is because you did not take the no for an answer. Now, put you in the shoes of your twin flame. They don't know you that very well, and they already are in the established relationship. There is no trust build up enough. There is not enough energy, strength, and understanding of navigating the journey as a twin flame. And here is your divine kick in inside of it that tells you why you gotta be angry on that. They're not matured. Are they going to mature? It's depending on them, not in you. But you are the awakened one. Show maturities from within you. Be at peace. As soon as you do this inside of you, that aggravations moment, from the twin flame rejections, is going to actually help you to get in and cross patterns you never crossed before. It's going to build you on a different, stable energies because you overcome issues that most people don't. That is the rejections of the twin flame that aggravate you. Usually the twin flame rejecting you because they're rejecting portion of themselves. People reject things because they don't know things. People reject because of fear, of secrets, of lies, of things. But if your twin flame tells you, hey, I'm on these relationships and this is why the reason right now is, that's what you have to kind of like look at it deeply within the issue. There is evidence that there is a 3D thing. If there is evidence and that is the 3D things, a lot of the people, you need to understand during the awakening of twin flames, we all in 3D. We still have 3D thinking with the 5D energies and us that we don't know what we're doing. We do more mess out there in the world than anything else until we learn through the mess we make how to behave as a 5D personality inside. So, EO, yeah, I know how it is. Are we looping our awakening? We appreciate you. Looping on awakening, it is about you constantly doing your shadow work. It constantly goes up and up and up because it helps you to overcome more and more and more stuff. And the life gets more easier, not complicated. If the life gets complicated, then too much mind from within, too many issues from within. If you look at the pictures in the video, that is the face with so many time clocks in there for it. If you look at it within this, you probably remember it, each loop of that times. But looking at from within inside of you right now, the only loop that they actually looking at is you. You to not go through those loops. You actually to evolve. Okay? Because as they evolve, if you look at it, the evolutions, it's getting first like big circle, then it goes smaller circle, smaller circle. And then the things gets all of a sudden they get more easier inside. I didn't push or continue on the communication, so here is a separation period for 2 months now, and I saw her in my family company. I can't forget the heart palpitation, and her can't maintain eye contact. If the person does not want to maintain eye contact with you, there is certain things inside of them that prevents them from this. They have issues within themselves. The truth is usually that they have energy or they have feelings for it. But if they're in the 3D, they're going to be going into the activations mode. They're going to go through these situations that they don't have the power anymore to see you in your eyes because of them, not because of you. So look at it within this. If it's in your family company, for it, uh, usually, as I said, some of the twin flames they meet at workplace or changing places, situations in there. Okay, and if it is at work, allow these things, allow this twin flame and energy that is between you. First of all, with the inner peace. The next time you see this person, just send the inner peace. Let them find that you found the home from within you with the situations. That's going to confuse them at first, but a second, that is going to be is like they're looking for home. And if they are the one who looks for home, they will come to you. Okay? They will come to you. Otherwise, forcing to talk, forcing communications, forcing situations, forcing things, it's not going to lead to anything good because it's forced. Everything has to be truth. Everything has to come naturally. Love does not need to be controlled, forced, manipulated, or maintained. That love it just has to exist. And you're learning this in the divine positions when you have this peace inside of you. Uh, Tiffany H, I just trying to transmit the energy. Just trying to transmit the energy. Yes, transmuting the energies to transforming these energies in there. Pretty good advice. Ancina said, how to deal with the people in the matrix with extreme ego. This is repeating in the workplace with unexperienced new workers and new upper management. Well, here we go. That was the answer for you. You already know the answer. They're unqualified. You have a new people who doesn't know how they operate, and you have new management who does not know what they're managing yet. So before managers can actually become a managers, they first of all they have to start on the very bottom, working in the field. They have to spend, let's say, like I would say, good 90 days in the field to understand what they are managing. And some of the people they're getting hired because they have a diploma as a manager and they don't know and have a clue. So when they have not evolved, they have not grown inside, they're gonna be mismanaging. New people is the same thing. They learn, they trained, and so on. Use an advanced soul is like, I remember my new days when I was a newbie in the company. Boy, how many mistakes did I make? and you're gonna laugh in yourself, and you're gonna understand there is nothing you have to worry really worth to be aggravated. If there is a work relation conflict in there in situations, you're basically teaching the people, hey, this is not the way this operates. Let me teach you, but don't try to be making positions and show who you are when you don't know the work. There you go. Give them a perspective, reaching out to management, the new management, and tell them, listen, that's not how it goes. See it. See it from within you. So yeah. All right, granted, the only time anger lurks is when I'm in the company of my mother. Sometimes I feel like she's deliberately trying to get my reaction. I have done so much better. I'm not reacting. Yeah, the mothers is a lot of the things because the mothers always want you to behave since a little the way they think fit. And unfortunately, that energy is within the mother, most of it. We're talking about in a toxic side for it. This could be a very toxic energies, and you're really gonna feel it in there. But if your mother has this ability, capabilities, this toxic energies, and so on, look at inside of it. See what make her toxic. I bet is your her parents didn't show her what love is, didn't show her situations from it. Do you have to be angry because your grandparents didn't teach your mother how to love? No. How about if this is your twin flame? Or you forget them about it and tell them, well, they didn't teach you how to love. Now you put all this toxic energy towards me. It's your problem. Deal with it. Not mine. I have to maintain my inner peace because I look at it, the both sides of the issues. If your mother is triggering you a lot, what does she want? Attention? Take a look if your mother wants the attention, because through the attentions, they're asking for energy. Talk about this attention seeking inside of it. A lot of the anger actually is the attention seeking from it. And looking at with this attention seeking, that is like the little child when you have talk with communications or things, the child that is in this position, for example, devil comes in and really interrupt it until you don't pay attention to them because they feel abandoned. They feel like the energies you give to the other person, you then give it to them, and they don't learn the lessons inside of it. So look at it inside. Maybe you're the child, maybe the situations within your mother, but in order this anger to it, you reached out to the inner peace with your mother. Is like when she's trying to act in kind of certain way, you're just acting from inner peace. That might gonna confuse her, but it's gonna point her out what she needs to grow and evolve from within Grande. Sina said, it feels like I'm back where I started in my awakening, so I make sense. I feel familiar, a loop. Actually, you're not, maybe you're not actually go back. You actually reached out. If you look at it, the awakening giving you a starting point of the inner peace, but also came in with all the knowledge of the things that you need to do. So basically, I'm going to put it more to a work relation situations. You started a job at work and they said, we are hiring you for these positions. Your duty is going to be this, and this. And now they hire you, but you have to do this, and this. So now you do this, and this, and the company says, okay, you're qualifying for this job. Now, pretty good. Congratulations. Your trial period, it's done. It is the same thing right now within the spirituality, within the energies. You got awakened. They told you that you have to go through the stages of the twin flames. He had told you of the things they need to do. They told you everything. They teach you everything. And now you reach the inner peace. Now you reach pretty much the end of it. Some of the people who got awakened like 12, 13 years ago, they did all this work, they did all these situations. Guess what? They're gonna go back into that beautiful awakening energy, but they're gonna practice it. They master it, the path. You see, so mastering the path, if you picture it, maybe looking like the loop, but when at the loop, it goes in from within you. You're actually gonna go forward. You go into the divine relationships upstairs. So try to look at it not too much within the loops, Sonia. Grande, thank you for the thumbs up. Tiffany, sometimes I think my mom has a problem with me involving even over her, and she's still stuck in the same cycle. Ouch, yes. It doesn't matter if it's your mother, it doesn't matter if it's your friends, it doesn't matter if it's your kids, it doesn't matter who they are. When you are evolved and you actually become an example of this evolutions and so on, oh boy, you're gonna trigger a whole lot of people. This could be a close friends, people, situations, and so on. Why? Because inside of them, they have to do something similar, and they can't. They're not mature enough to it. But here they sees you and are dead jealous from within. They could be even getting haters towards you because you did something that they cannot. And that makes them put in a bad positions. It's like you told them that, hey, you are bad. No, they made this to themselves. And if you're going around with this kind of like a people, what are you gonna do? Stay in the neutral zone. Stay in that inner peace inside of you and just like, okay, it is what it is. If your mother, continues within this, it is like, Mom, it's not my fault that you're not evolved. That's your part, it's your inner work. I came, I did my inner work, I healed. If you need to have to talk with your mother, talk with your mother. But with all this, situations for it, uh, if they still stuck for a reason. Sometimes there is something weird happens between um, a mother and a child situations. And that was the one thing that I told the young lady that she wanted to have a child. She's like, I want to have child so I can grow. Well, that's not how you grow. And I explained it to her how she needs to grow up and what he needs to grow up from within, and so on. That is, but sometimes the mother during this thinking process that when they have kids, they're gonna grow up and their kids is gonna take care of them and their kids is gonna help them and so on and so on. This is actually passing that inability of spiritual growth into the child. It's kind of like transforming the family karma because simply they're not capable of doing it. But the other side, the other case is actually beautiful when the mother is done her inner work, when the mother it is matured from within, and now she knows consciously that she has a baby inside. Diamond B and Divino here, talking about consciously get that, and then the consciousness is actually helps of that baby to evolve now with gifts of maturity of its own mother, and he's gonna mature more. The baby is gonna mature more. Grande, she's very dominant and everything has to be her way. I know she hasn't had it easy, but it has become much easier to deal with her right now because I'm better controlling myself. Exactly. The mothers does not always have to be their way. Okay, personal experience here. I'm not talking too much at all with my mother lately at all. I give her one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 times. Then I'm like, okay, I'm done. You know, I let go of that loop in there. So if you have a dominant mother, they think like Since you're a child, you're still a child and they have to dominate over you. No. Actually, the part of the mother is to help you to grow and surpass the wisdom, the knowledge from within. You do that as a mother, and your child becomes more intelligent from within itself. That's how you build intelligence. Inteligencia in Spanish. All right. Why psychic mediums read energies differently? Sometimes it's me, no, or I spoke about this before, EO. Actually, this is a pretty good questions. The psychic readers, when you go to them, with what kind of energies you going in there. So, for example, if you're going with the energy that you want to have your twin, and you're gonna have these energies of union and so on, and you projected that, that's what the psychic reader will do. They're reading that and they're like, oh yeah, the union is gonna be happening inside and so on and so on for it. I had a lot of the people told me like, hey Dio, I was to this psychic reader, I was to these situations. I actually went to this twin flame coach, I went out to this twin flame guy, or whatever the case is, but didn't happen, Dio. Why? That's what is one of the things that your energies from within you, leaving it from the ego to have so much within your twin flame is actually the energy that you're transmuting in there. And it is a differently, a lot of different things can come up for. Reading the energies is hard because uh, let me tell you, if you tell one story, but that story it's only like a halfway, and the person prevents all this from hitting, even if you're a psychic reader, you're not going to be able to get that energy simply because you're not having an access to go in there. And that's why there's some of the psychic readers, they have to ask for permissions to access. Another thing here is if you go to a psychic reader and you want to have a psychic reading about your twin flame, you want to know things because your ego wants to know the things. And a psychic reader goes in there and access you, they accessing your informations in you about your twin flame, your point of views, your point situations. They kind of like verify the things. One thing though that the psychic readers have not evolved, and I wish they do, is to understand that before they do a reading about your twin flame, they have to ask permissions to access actual informations in there. Some of the twin flames are actually trying to access Akashic records of their twin flame. You cannot do this, guys. You cannot. And some of the psychic readers, they actually work for money. Truth. They just want to get the box. They can tell you things and so on, but they get in the box. But you look at it from what's inside of yourself and the things that goes on and the wrong expectations because of the wrong understanding how to work with the energies. Oh boy, that can lead to a lot of tears, a lot of problems, a lot of more situations and aggravations at the same time. This is why it's so important when the twin flames, one of the things it is communications. There is no communications, there is no trust within that communications is worse actually. If you're missing a trust within communications with your twin flame, boy, there is no point of communications. So the psychic mediums and readings out there, and I told about even the people who comes to me about astrology readings within the twin flames. You need to understand, astrology cannot tell who is your twin flame. Bottom down. Yeah, I can see, we can see a certain connection, certain situations and so on, but it's not confirmations. The only thing that confirms who is your twin flame, that is the divine from within you that puts you together. That is the confirmations inside. Tiffany H. At this point, she can't be reached. It is over. I'm just not going to do it with her. Uh, Taking a look inside of it with all the situations, I said it before. Your path of evolution is going to require you to cut connections with people. And you're going to see it because where you're going, you don't need this. You cannot drag your twin flame into the new energies. Just kind of like pulling them up. Come on, come on, come on. No. Could be the other case that actually brings you down. It's like, hey, you went too high. Come down here. It's gonna be done by the universe. And I connected to four of them, best of them. They said the same thing with the small differences. Yeah. So here is that the energies for it, EO, sometimes within this, but looking inside of you. You don't need a psychic reading. You need the truth within you and let the actions and what's going on within the journey to tell you how to navigate. Okay, take a look with this because all the magic, psychic reading, tarot readings, and so on, they are for these. They only create duality inside. And at some point, people who go into all those situations and from within, they are. You should look at psychic readings, astrology readings, uh, which is their general. They don't have agendas in there, personal agendas and that's attachment to it. They're just for guidance because they ask for energy from the universe for guidance in there. And that's what is. So that's mean you've been going through a lot of psychic readers, you. The reason is why you go there in the first place. You wanted to know something, or you wanted to verify something, or you wanted to know how to kind of like steering the situation so you can get your twin flame. Look at it inside. Maybe you should have not gone in the first place in there. Because sometimes the wrong advice can lead you to wrong situations within twin flames. I've seen it so many times in there. For example, one of the twin flame goes and asks for advice for people who are not even twin flames, people who are not even qualified to look at it and the energies and so on. Yeah. Tiffany H, the best you can do with your twin is get a birth chart if you know their first date. Yeah, the birth chart can explain things because it can show you the energies for it. That's all that is. Can give you an example of what they're dealing with. Them. Astrology is accurate in that because you can look at it in this. But again, it's gonna be a good to have permission. Sometimes when I do a certain energies of the both people in there, actually I'm very particular just to look certain things, not to say the whole thing. Simply there is no permissions for it, but only attachment. For example, if your twin flame has a certain planets and a certain zodiac sign, and they are actually shows up in his chart, is in the same zodiac sign, it's in the same kind of like a pretty much close degree. So I can correlate the connections in there. And usually that's what helps. Andrea, amen to that, dear. Amen. Amen. That's what in the Bible said. Don't go to psychic readers and so on and so on. But you need to understand that psychic readers, the right psychic reader or the right energy reader, they're operating from the point of universe. Even when I do tarot, sometimes for people, okay, I ask the universe to tell me what is the guidance for that person is. I don't even ask the person, what is your questions you came to me? What is your situations with your twin flame? None of that, because that is a, I keep that absolute 100% neutrality from within. That's what this is. But I do it in a very seldom certain places about these tarot readings. Okay, you're right. What they did without any reading was the best. Without any readings was the best. I could feel something inside me as leading the situation. If it's not about it, it will be a much worse situation. Let divine do it. Amen. Exactly. Exactly. And today's credit actually goes towards Ray because she wanted to. I know she's not. She's gonna rewatch that later on for it. But to go back is healing the anger from the past, issues that you didn't learn, issues that you didn't let it go. And if you are in these situations of anger, ask yourself, where did you learn it first? And go back in there and think about it. Did that anger because he didn't get the gum, that anger because he didn't get the toy, that anger that things didn't happen to you as a child, worth it all the damage that you learn, the anger down the road? Because when you go back from within you, you will find out that because of certain things, you learned a patterns. But those patterns have to be learned. And now you're going to learn not to be even angry at your own self because of things that you did not know before, as you know now. All right, guys. Any of you have any good idea about tomorrow's topic? That would be nice to do it. Yes, please. Thank you, Brandy. I think that video is going to help you, some of you. Soul and divine guidance. Yes, I think that is a pretty good topic. I think that was it. Soul and divine guidance. I think that you asked for that before, and I think we're gonna do it tomorrow. By the way, just the energy upgrade. All of a sudden, things that were stuck, things that didn't move, things that didn't going on, all of a sudden they're gonna kick in. Venus moves into Taurus. That is it, the love within the material world. Maybe all of a sudden, uh, new job, money comes in, luck within the real estate, luck within the certain situations, new car. It's gonna be good. Just it's gonna be good. Topic talk about Australium and what it means to the change if you feel like it. Yes, actually, Tiffany, keep that within you. Um, we can talk more about this. This is actually very deep topic. But I think that because quite a few times EO wanted to have the soul and divine guidance, we're gonna go with it within. Erica, my twin flame is Taurus. Oh well, when the when his sun meets Venus, there is gonna be the authority of love within. So there's gonna be a lot of going on right now. A lot of going on with in Taurus since we had the North Node, we had Uranus in Taurus. And last year there was a lot of things going on in Taurus, a lot of things going on in Leo, a lot of things going on in Scorpio, and a lot of things happened in Aquarius. But now Venus is there. Venus is in Taurus. That is she's a place of home. This is her second home. And she's shining bright with a lot of love to create the world. This is what the energy is. Otherwise, if using the creations of material possessions for love, this is gonna be crazy about it. This is gonna be crazy about it. Yes. So look at inside of you. Don't be about material things so much. If there is a material things, they're gonna comes in because of the energies of love for it. I see him so much changing. Great. That's mean that the love is processed within him. I wish you good luck, Erica. Uh, there could be some good news in there. Sense you sensing changes within him. Hopefully things are gonna be worked out because there's gonna be some new love coming in. Now with the new moon that it's coming in about a few days, yes. I have a topic. Let's talk about Australia and what it's mean if you have that. We are gonna be talking about this, Tiffany. Yes, leave it the comment there. Please don't retract it anymore. I'm gonna have it in mind, and maybe next day we're gonna do it. But for tomorrow, we're gonna do the soul and divine guidance because I've been pushing it a few times. That topic, soul and divine guidance, and I think it's time. You know, sometimes you're pushing things out there for it, and there was other people who was asking for something like this, and I feel the energy of the universe is asking as well. But we're gonna be talking about this. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for coming in. Let's share the love and the light in here, and come back tomorrow. We are gonna be talking about the soul and the divine guidance, guys. I'm gonna give you a lot of good nuggets in there. All right, guys. Love y'all. Let's share the love. And I have some gifts for you. There you go. And, Unseen and said, your twin flame birthday is today. Well, hopefully you wish him a happy birthday. If it is, if you don't feel like it, then it's your choice from within. But be happy from within you, with his energies inside of you. Okay. All right, guys. Be love.